Yo, what's happening, gamers and gearheads? It's Iron Wolf from the Active Reload podcast team, and I'm here in collaboration with.
Hey gamers, Bella Risey from EXL.
And we have two very special guests with me here today, and I'm very happy to have these gentlemen over from Black Tusk Studios here with me today. And before we go any further, I just want to say congratulations to you guys and happy 1 year anniversary since taking on the reins on the Gears of War franchise.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that.
So tell the viewers who you are and what you do, in case we have a few people here and there who are not familiar with the Gears of War franchise.
Yeah, for sure. So what's up, guys? My name is John, also known as Fallout. I am on the community engagement team here at Black Tusk Studios. Formerly, I actually used to play Gears of War professionally for a couple of years, so I'm just a huge fan of the franchise, always have been. Obviously, to play it 8 hours a day every day of my life for a couple of years, you have to like the game just a little bit, right? So I'm super excited to be working up here at Black Tusk. I started about 2 months ago in early December, and we're working on some awesome things up here, and just excited to be playing with you guys tonight.
Awesome. How about you, Michael?
Hey, so I'm Michael. So I'm a multiplayer level designer here at Black Tusk, and a huge Gears fan.
Wow.
I can't believe I'm working on it. It's incredible.
Wow. And you guys have, well, Black Tusk, you know, when you combine the whole team, they have a very impressive resume. You know, they've been working on some big, huge franchises like, you know, Splinter Cell, Space Marine, Crisis, God of War, Uncharted. You know, that's a very impressive resume.
Yeah, you did your research.
You know, yeah, you know, I do my research. You know, I've been following you guys for a long time. What I do want to know from you, Michael, is what games have you worked on?
So previously, I've only worked on the FIFA games for 1 year.
Oh, the EA games.
Yeah, at EA.
Oh,
so
right. Yeah, because obviously EA is in Canada, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm a big FIFA fan myself. Love FIFA.
It's a good game.
You can tell because I'm from the
fun to
UK.
work
A lot of UK people love FIFA.
Oh yeah, we know all about it. Yeah.
Not the stereotype.
I'm a Chelsea supporter, by the way.
Shout outs to Chelsea. And Michael is super humble, guys, but I have to speak on his behalf because he won't say it. He is probably one of the best in studio. He is top 3 best Gears of War players in studio, and probably one of the biggest fans. Actually, I wouldn't even say one of the biggest Gears of War fan I've ever met in my life, which says so much because I've met a lot of Gears of War fans in my day. So Michael is super passionate about the game and the franchise, and it's been a pleasure to be able to not only work with him, but learn from him about a variety of things relating to the Gears of War franchise. So
Yeah, like Sarah has a
Hello?
13-hour clock.
What's up?
Awesome.
Okay, so I was gonna say, so what got you guys into gaming? What's your favorite game? You know, beside Gears of War.
Oh, tough questions. Oh no.
Hey, Fallout.
I've been playing a lot of Super Smash Brothers.
you got a Smash fan.
Oh man,
That Smash.
I love the Smash. You know, the old school
Yeah.
Smash Brawl on the Nintendo Wii.
That's not old school. Brawl's not old school. Come on. Get out of
Melee
here.
and 64, Super Smash is old school. Yeah. So for me, I'm glad you ended it with besides Gears because I was about to be a smartass. But for me, what actually started it all for me before Gears came out was the original SOCOM series back for PlayStation 2. Oh man, those games were great. That kind of got my competitive nature going, and then.
So I see. You love your third-person cover system.
Right,
games.
exactly. You know all about it.
I just catched on.
You catch it on nice and quick. But ever since then, it's all been Xbox all the way for me. I became a huge fan of Halo. So I gotta say, my roots are in Halo, Halo 1 and 2. Probably some of my favorite games of all time. And then once Gears came out, Gears all the way for the most part.
That sealed it for you.
That's sealed for me. And
That.
currently, I play a little bit of League of Legends and played a little bit of StarCraft as well, so I venture off a little bit, but mostly multiplayer competitive games are the ones I love.
Awesome.
Awesome. Question. So are you going to have any more community events and community tournaments planned throughout the year with you guys involved?
Yeah, so we have a couple of things coming up that I'm really excited. As you know, I'm sure we support a lot of third-party organization community tournaments, so things like Hypefestation, the Matters Gaming Tournament. There is the first
Absolutely.
European-hosted tournament that's been hosted in a long time. The Fight for Your Life tournament coming up early February. So a lot of those community tournaments, but I think what you're referring to are the Black Tusk hosted tournaments. We did a 1-versus-1 Nasher tournament at the end of December that was wildly successful. I mean, we threw that thing together in a couple of days just as a farewell to 2014 and our first ever tournament. And the viewership was nuts. We had almost 1,000 viewers in the stream, watching a 1-versus-1 tournament. So we definitely recognize the success and the appreciation for those tournaments. And we certainly have some plans to do some really exciting things in 2014 the current Gears of War communities.
Another question. So I know Black Tusk Studios have been taking feedback for months, and it's a great way to engage with the community. But where's the best place for fans to reach you for any feedback or suggestion? Because I heard you guys have a hashtag, right?
Yeah, every Friday we do hashtag Feedback Fridays, which are just quick Gears of War related topics, and I can get it's been really awesome in terms of gathering feedback on a variety of topics, quick, fast feedback from a lot of different people. You're able to get some different opinions and different perspectives, and it's easy to read. It's been a good process. So Fridays on Twitter, on my Twitter is @Fallout with 2 T's. But then, Michael, what would you say best way to give feedback for developers? What do you think?
I'd say that the forums are a great place. I think a lot of developers, more developers than most people would probably think, are reading the forums on a daily basis. So most of the stuff that's being discussed there is also being read by developers. So I would highly encourage discussions on the forums, on the official BT forums.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to follow Michael and Fallout on their Twitter. I'm going to leave the links to their Twitter page on the description below. So be sure to give them a follow. And make sure to hashtag Feedback Friday every Friday. If you have any feedback or suggestions, be sure to send it over. And be sure to register at the official Black Tusk Gears of War forums if you want to have any feedback or suggestions, or if you want to have any general discussions with the community. It's a great place to be, and it's a great place to interact with the developers.
While I have you here, there's something I've been dying to ask you. So, the story of where you got to today is pretty amazing. And I think a lot of people that will be watching this that, know and what it must be like to be in. What's that experience like, and have you liked it?
Yeah, no, I definitely appreciate you asking. Competitive Gears of War and Gears of War esports is something that's dear to my heart. I think one of the most exciting games to watch, one of the high skill barrier games in terms of skill cap and skill gap that exists. So for me, actually, I got kind of lucky, I guess you could say. I started playing kind of at the highest level right when the game came out, and I started from the beginning. But for new players that are just entering the scene or want to make a name for themselves, it's a little bit different. It is a little difficult to do. But to speak a little bit to the story of what it was like back then, I mean, talking 7 or 8 hours of practice a night, tournaments every 2 or 3 months usually around the country in the U.S. Orlando, Anaheim, Meadowlands, Dallas, all over the place. New York for a couple tournaments, and that was about 6 or 7 tournaments in a year on the pro circuit.
Wow.
Of course, yeah, it was a lot of time away from home. Yeah. I couldn't really tell my teacher that I'm going to play in a video game tournament. That's why I had to take off from school. So I think I had 7 weddings that I attended in a 2-year period. I had a bunch of random excuses. My hamster died. I'm just too depressed to go to school. I would disappear often in high school. Yeah. So that was interesting. It was an amazing experience, though. I mean, this is a game we all love, and being able to play that at the highest level was just an experience unlike another. And for new players out there that are maybe looking to get into Gears of War competitive scene and maybe want to compete, these Twitch streams, etc., I definitely recommend first and foremost game battles, online platform for competing. And basically, it sets up matches for you, and it's a really cool way to find matches and practice. That's a good place to start.
Yeah.
You team killed. It happened. That's one thing that's different about competitive settings. Oh, Michael got killed, huh?
I killed Michael by accident.
I got Mad Dog that just picked me up twice. So I've broken my quota. I'm on 3 kills already. Woohoo!
In fact, you're doing better than I am. I only have 2 kills. I don't have any kills.
Your favorite game. What's been your most frustrating video game that you've ever played? What has just driven you crazy?
Yeah. Oh man, that's a good question. I gotta go with. I said I enjoy playing StarCraft, but as much as I like it, I also, yeah, exactly. I also, it is frustrating because you have to be so perfect, and it is such a difficult game to play, and difficult game to master. So I'd say StarCraft would probably be the most frustrating game I've played.
I hadn't actually played any StarCraft yet. Would you recommend
Oh, no
it?
way. Nice. I would. Yeah, it is a very fun game. It is a great game. It's kind of the first wave, the first frontier of RTS games. So.
Yeah,
mine was Battletoads. Just thought I add that in.
Battletoads. I've heard so many good things about Battletoads.
It looks like a lot of fun, and it looks like it would be really frustrating because you last score.
Revive me!
Yep, definitely.
And I've got where I just got shot from, but I got shot. If you could turn around and pick me up.
One question I want to ask you, Fallout. When it was announced that Microsoft acquired the franchise, where were you and what was your reaction?
Where was I? Okay, that's an awesome question. I love that question. So I'll never forget. It was a brisk January morning. I remember every detail. No, I was in the comfort of my bed. Literally, I woke up and I had about 11 or 12 text messages from my cousin, best friends that knew I loved him, with links to articles and just like people going crazy. So prior to reading anything, I knew something really exciting happened, and I'll never forget the suspense of like waiting to read an article. The official press release on the Xbox website was like the best feeling. So I was at home, nothing too exciting, but
attack my mark.
And Michael, what was your reaction when you found out that you guys are going to be working on the next one?
So is this the announcement when they announced it was in Vancouver, or just like the general announcement?
The general announcement, you know, when it was tweeted out by Phil Spencer, and then obviously the articles came rolling in from Xbox Wire and all these media outlets.
Did they announce that it was in Vancouver at the same time, or was that two separate?
I think they announced at the same time.
At the same time? Okay.
Yeah, they announced at the same time.
So I was at EA, I was sitting at my desk, okay, and so that's in Vancouver, and they announced that it was the Gears of War, my favorite game of all time, was coming to Vancouver. And I was just floored. I was just so stunned. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I got up. I just went to like the nearest person that I thought Gears of War was coming to Vancouver. Oh my god! And like I was just freaking out, and like no one was excited as I was, and I was really disappointed about that. But it was really cool, and I was like, man, I'm gonna be there like soon.
Wow. Yo, well, all I know is that I was at work, and then all I know, my friends were just sending me all these links, and I was like, what's these links? Click on the link, and then I see Microsoft acquired the rights. Because it was like kind of uncertain, because like obviously Epic had the franchise, and I had no idea whether they're going to make another one or not. So I was kind of concerned, and I really wanted a Gears game for the Xbox One, and I thought we might not even get it. So, you know, when I heard this news, and you know, this is the truth. This is a true story. Like, I was constantly tweeting Phil Spencer, you know, secure Gears of War, secure Gears of War. And then, you know, I was doing it for months, and all of a sudden, I find out 2 months later,
it was all you.
Revive me!
That was amazing.
It was totally the wolf factor.
No, I doubt it very much.
Factor.
I don't want to take credit for anything like that. I will never take credit. But it was amazing to find out.
Oh my god! I just broke the first Gears of War rule.
You don't even want to know my reaction. I was ecstatic. So last but not least, Belle, where were you? What was your situation?
I was actually at work, which made it really, really difficult because I wanted to do the whole, you know, screaming from the rooftop kind of thing. So I was like, so yeah, there's that. But yeah, it was awesome, and I was so excited. For anybody who's been playing Gears of War for as long as we all have, it's something that's so close to our hearts. It's so dear to our hearts, and it's you know, to have control of that, and that Black Tusk was going to be looking at the development of the new game, and it was a really exciting time.
Yeah.
Really exciting time. And I mean, I know for you guys, like, obviously Gears of War has a special place in your heart. What makes it so sacred to you?
Yeah, Michael, you want to take that one first?
Sure. I'll try.
That's pretty
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it was one of the very first shooters that I played that really, like, like captivated me. Like before Gears of War, like obviously like before like 2006 when the original one came out, like I didn't really play a whole lot of shooters. Like I was more of like a Nintendo kid. And the first time I played Gears of War, I don't know, there was just something about it that just sucked me in. Like just I guess like the characters, the setting, like just felt so unique and quite like it. I think like the cinematic gameplay, like being able to see your character like being a badass like while you're playing is like one of my favorite things about Gears of War. And one of the things that kind of made me like the gameplay and the story too.
Yeah.
I just love the world. I love the characters. I love like the setting. It's all awesome, and like I've just been loving the game ever since. So.
Very well said. Yeah, you said a word that sums it all up for me, and honestly, it's the gameplay. You talk a lot about gameplay. I think the cover system, the movement system. I mean, it's such a unique game. There's nothing like it. I mean, you could try and find comparisons. I know people talk about some indie PC games that feel similar and play perspective. And that is really what does it for me, I think, is just how unique the cover system is and how unique the gameplay is really a pop combination. So.
Got it!
Absolutely, it's an entity of its own. It's like all the games have tried to replicate it, and they just keep failing. You can't replicate Gears. You can't replicate the feeling that you get from the team play, which, you know, the communication which should be going on between us guys right now isn't. So thanks for not picking me up, guys. But yeah, like the team play that you can have going on in the game, it's amazing. And I think the community itself speaks more than anything else. The community for Gears of War is so strong, and you don't need to know people in your life who play Gears, but you form immediate friendship with these people over your love of Gears. It's amazing.
Yeah, without a doubt. You know, Gears community is one of the most unique and diverse communities. I think that, you know, you look at the characters in Gears of War and compare them to, you know, a game like Call of Duty. You know, Call of Duty, not against Call of Duty, it's any game really, Battlefield, etc. It's Soldier 1, Soldier 2, Soldier 3, right? You know, in Halo you have the Master Chief. You know, Gears has such a rich depth of characters that are all diverse and all different in their own ways, and I think that's why our community is so diverse and different in its own ways as well. I think the characters really plays into the fact that the community is so great.
Yeah, now who's
Absolutely.
expendable?
It's amazing the amount of people that you meet that play Gears and just don't care where you're from, what connection you're going to be on. They just want to play Gears of War with you. And you don't get that in other communities, like, you know, Call of Duty, for example. That's a rough community. People are really, really specific about, you know, their lag and making sure that they have optimal connection and stuff like that. But you don't get that in Gears. I mean, I'm in Australia playing with you guys in America and Canada and what else? We got UK in this lobby, so.
Yeah, we got UK as well.
The lag is really...
Okay, but we need COG team though.
Got another!
We need COG team? Oh, playing... Because he's saying typically the off-host team plays as Locust.
No, just kidding.
So he said we still get COG team despite the lag.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, I'm a massive COG fan, and I know you are too. So we got to outrule Wolf on that one.
We got to our rules. We got very lucky.
Yeah. We've had this argument many times on some of our Facebook community
Right?
pages,
Who gets COG? Who gets Locust?
Yeah, exactly right. And you know, the thing that really disgusts me, Locust always wins. Always wins.
Oops, you lost your head.
You think so? See, I would say the opposite. I think COG usually comes out on top.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's
I mean, I need to get you into these Facebook communities then, man. You can send
Oh,
them
people think
out.
Locust always win, huh? No, please do. That's actually something that's interesting.
Just one question, John. I just wanted to know, would you guys ever do any, like, Gears of War 1 tournaments? Or, like, just a one-off night?
Oh, yeah,
Gears of War
without
1?
a doubt. We definitely recognize that there are actually a good amount of people that still play Gears of War 1 and still have that as their preferred game. You know, just because the majority of people play Gears 3 doesn't mean that we don't have sub-communities that enjoy different games as well. But we definitely, you know, are more than willing to appeal to our different community bases that currently exist in advance of any of our, you know, titles or projects coming out. So.
Awesome.
Because I do see people still...
Yeah, there's a good amount of people that play Gears 1. Yep. I don't think
People play
realize it.
Gears 1 more than Judgment.
I think everybody plays any other Gears more than they do play Gears Judgment. Just saying.
Have you ever played Gears 1 on PC with a keyboard and mouse? Have you ever tried that?
I'm a controller guy. I'm terrible. Mouse and keyboard.
Oh, okay,
I'm
so you're
so
more of a
bad,
controller
which is
guy.
interesting because they say mouse and keyboard is actually easier to use and it's better. You could be higher skill. But I am more of a controller guy without a doubt. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously the aim and the precision is
Okay,
there.
yeah,
It's
you and I
usually
both.
on point. But I never play myself with keyboard and mouse, so
Yep. Yeah, and you and
I
I
don't know
both.
how gears. I don't know how gears would
On
work
be
the
out on
interesting.
keyboard
subject of
and mouse.
controllers, we actually had this conversation a little earlier, so I'd be keen to hear what your thoughts are. 360 controller or Xbox One?
Interesting. That's tough. I gotta go. I think it's hard to make that decision until I've actually played Gears officially on Xbox One controller, like a retail version of Gears, right? So it is tough to say. I don't know. I'd probably say Xbox One controller though, if you think about the investment that they made on that thing.
You told us a lot about your career, and I'm just, as I mentioned earlier, you've had an amazing career. What stands out throughout the whole thing the most for you? Like, what is your most memorable moment in your career so far?
Oh man, that's a great question. I think the cop-out answer, which is the true answer, is the past 2 months. It has been an absolute dream being, and the opportunity to be here is just unlike any other. So just the opportunity to work here, not because it's like, oh, it's a dream, it's Gears of War, but just the chance to serve the community and work hard for a community that I love so much. And that means so much to me. It means a lot. I think one thing I've talked a lot about early on was the pressure that comes with a position like this. In fact, I don't only mind the pressure, but I actually encourage the pressure because I think the higher you set standards for us,
Yeah, well, you can always expect that the Gears of War community is going to continue to try and raise those standards.
and offer
We'll
feedback.
have Gears.
Of course, I wouldn't have it any other way, honestly.
Okay, so that was close.
We were going easy on him.
Oh my god, I got 9 kills. I aimed for 1 and I got 9.
9 kills that's impressive from Australia.
By the way, there was supposed to be one more gentleman that was supposed to be with us by the name of KOR Straight Murder. But shout out to him. In New York, there was a very bad snowstorm and there was some technical issues. There was problems with the internet, so that's why he couldn't join us. But shout out to you, bro.
Oh, gotcha. Shout out, my man.
Yeah,
Wish
you're
you were
probably
here.
familiar with them. They're from the TIC, the Inner Circle podcast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Female characters sometimes, though, it's really, I feel as though they all have broken hitboxes. I don't know. I may be wrong. Obviously, you guys are the experts, but that's how I feel.
I do get it to a degree. I mean, those characters are thinner. They are harder target to hit, all that kind of thing. But, I mean, put some meat on those girls' bones.
I'm
You'll be fine.
That's too funny. Yeah, it's interesting. I loaded up Call of Duty Advanced Warfare the other day, and I actually play as just a girl character in that game just to see what the differences in their hitboxes were, and it looks pretty accurate. And they found a way to make the female pretty relative in size to the male characters without completely making them super skinny anime characters type of approach. So
Yeah.
Another thing I was going to ask you, John, I was going to ask you one thing, both of you, Michael and John. What is your most anticipated game for 2015?
Michael, what do you think the answer to that is?
Probably No Man's Sky for me.
Oh, good answer.
Interesting.
I've been waiting for some new unit as well.
I know next to nothing about it, but
It looks like it may be sounding good and stuff.
How about you, Fallout?
I probably got to go with Halo 5. Halo 5 Guardians.
Another good answer.
Yeah,
What about you,
I mean,
Iron Wolf? What's your most anticipated game?
Gotta go with Fallout, Halo 5 Guardians.
Yeah, buddy. I enjoyed the beta.
Oh, I love the beta, but also I'm looking forward to Phantom Dust because that was on the OG Xbox, and I used to play. Yeah, that was on the original Xbox, and Phil Spencer brought it back, and that's made me real happy as an OG gamer. So, looking forward to Phantom Dust.
Well,
How about
like
you,
I
Bella?
said, I'm still stuck in Ori and the Blind Forest world. Like I'm so captivated by that story. That is the only time that I've watched a game trailer that has invoked an emotional response from me. So yeah, it's going to be Ori and the Blind Forest.
And there's only a trailer too, huh?
Yeah. Well, there's a trailer and there's like a 10-minute gameplay that they've released, and I'm going to link you both. Don't worry, I'm going to link you both.
Well, anyway, I would like to thank you, gentlemen, for joining us, and it's really, really appreciated for taking time out. It always means a lot to us.
Oh, thank you so much for having us.
And I
It was a
really
lot of fun.
appreciate that. And I am gonna leave your details, so obviously the viewers can hit you up. You know, anything to do with feedback or community engagement or anything like that. Be sure to follow Fallout and Michael on Twitter. I'm gonna leave their Twitter on the description and the Black Tusk forum link as well. So be sure to check that out. And yeah, Bella,
Yeah,
you wanna
definitely.
sign
Thank
out?
you so much, guys. It's been great getting to know you and just finding out a little bit more about where you came from and how you got to where you're going. And as you know, we're not going to bring it up, but we're so excited for what you're working on right now. We can't wait until that day where you're able to tell us a bit more about it. We appreciate the work that you're doing because obviously, Gears of War, it's so close to our hearts. So thank you from all the people in the community that are watching right now that want to chime in and say thank you. Thank you.
Very well said. And once again, I want to thank you guys for having us. It was a pleasure to not only talk some Gears with you guys, but to play some Gears with you guys at the same time. It was a ton of fun. And similar to what you said, we can't wait to finally be able to share some news with you guys about what we're working on. And we are super humbled by the opportunity to be working on such an awesome franchise that means so much to such a large group of people. Thanks again, guys. And once again, happy 1-year anniversary, guys. Thank you.
Same to you, fellas. And once again, I'd like to thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. And I also like to thank my co-host, Bella Rice, for being part of this. And before I go, I just want to give a big, massive shout out to Next Gen 720, Crap Gamer, Showstopper, Worry Walk, KOR Straight Murder, The Big Kahuna, Ybot, Gibmeister XB1, Blazing Phoenix, Master Chief for 007, SAS Shadows, Blackie Lebowski, Shindizer, Venom, the Xbox community, but more importantly, the Gears of War community. Anyway, Simon Wolf signing out. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you people in my very next video. Peace out.